Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the drive. And this is my first virtual road trip since November, and it's been 5 months since I've done this. But this next trip is going to be from St. Louis, Missouri, to Chicago, Illinois. I have been on this route before in real life. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna look around and see. My mic unplugged. Sorry about that. We're back on the road. I better just go and haul. I'm just clicking my way through, trying to get all the way up to Chicago, which is about 4.5 hours away. Yeah, 300 miles up the northern, or all the way up in Illinois. And I have been to Chicago, and the drive sucks. But this is now virtual, and I'm at home doing this on my computer. I haven't done this since November, and there was that Memphis video I did. Alright, now we're in Collinsville. I remember going around here, and I believe there's quite a bit of traffic, and look at that. Is that a White? No, that's not a White Castle. There's a White Castle around here. That's McDonald's. There was a White Castle around here somewhere. Oh yeah, and Bob Evans just went out of business. All the Bob Evans went out of business. The one in Independence went out a long time ago. The one in Blue Springs went out a little bit more recently. The one in Columbia also went out, and everywhere else is gone. And I never got a chance to eat it. I don't know if I would have liked it anyway, but I just saw a sign that said Bob Evans, and I believe it's now out of business. Alright, we're still on the I-70, I-55 merge ramp, but that will change once we get to Troy. there is a Troy, Illinois, and there's two Troys in both St. Louis and O'Fallon. Okay, is this Troy or Collinsville? Alright, now we're in Troy. Troy's coming up, and this is basically a big intersection because this is the separation between the I-55 and the I-70 highway. So I-70 continues to Indianapolis, but we already covered that in a different video. We are on our way to the windy city of Chicago and Springfield. And 270 West is to my hometown of Kansas City. But once again, we are not going to go to Kansas City. Alright, now we're in Edwardsville, the home of the SIUE Panthers. Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Illinois 143, 2, Springfield 77, Chicago 270. I think that's what it said. Okay. Now there's a Madison County Transit Trail, so it's basically a trail that goes over I-55. Now we are on our way to Springfield, Bloomington, and Chicago. This is going to be a long drive, but if you don't want to listen to my voice, you can basically put on a little radio station for yourself. Put on a playlist, mute the video, and listen to some music. Okay, I'm supposed to be on 55 North, not 55 South, and not the back road. Alright, now we're already in the countryside, it looks like. There is a lot of road work on the 55 South ramp, it looks like. Well, I don't really know. Yeah, it was definitely south, but now it looks like we're out of this so-called work zone. And we got ourselves out of there in the nick of time. I feel like this road trip is going to take a very long time. Okay. I believe we're 72 miles away from Springfield, so this is going to go up, then up northeast, and yeah. Next up says Alton and Greenville. Greenville is on I-70, I think, and Alton's basically on the Mississippi River and a suburb of St. Louis still. Now we're leaving Edwardsville and entering Warden, Illinois. Okay. I feel like I do have to use the bathroom soon, so I might as well play the Fitness Gram Pacer test or some elevator music while I wait. Okay. You know, I gotta get out of this area, so move out of that way and actually haul. Okay, what's this? Stanton, Lebanon? It's not Staunton, it's Stanton. Stanton, or whatever. What? Uh, 10 minutes on the road, but we still got a long way to go still. Memphis was long. Louisville was long. Denver was really long. Livingston, New Douglas. This is gonna be a long trip, but definitely not as long as Alright, now we're in Stanton, Illinois. Not as long as Denver. Or K-State to Denver. At least if it was from St. Louis to Denver, that would be unbearable. a 12-hour drive. Illinois 138, 6, Springfield 60, and Chicago 258. There really hasn't been anything anywhere lately, but now we're in a field that's just filled with corn. Okay. We take you. Alright, Stanton is coming up in just a minute. Alright, look at all that. Okay. So we're near the 10-minute mark with Illinois 138.2, Springfield 56, Chicago 254. Oh, God. Sorry about that. I don't think if I have to go for a second, I'd probably have to play some elevator music because no one likes the pacer test. But I have to see if the elevator music is copyrighted or not, but that's just a complete waste of my time. Okay, why am I on I-55 South? I don't want to be on South, I want to be on North. Alright, and then as soon as I change onto the highway, a freaking semi blocks the way. Zoom in, Litchfield 8, Springfield 51, Chicago 249. I want to be just close to Springfield. Mount Olive is where we're at right now, in Illinois. Okay. Everything is dead silent here. Not anymore. Jeez, there's some billboards even in the cornfields. Alright, Montgomery County is where we're at now. Let me pull up a Illinois county map. Alright, so this is where we're at. We're in Montgomery, where Hillsboro is. Okay. I need to get out here. Alright, Gillespie and Litchfield is straight ahead. Litchfield's right there. I think there's a small town in Illinois where I went to a gas station and I guess it was okay looking. Not saying it was perfect, but still. Alright, Illinois 108, 6, 6, Springfield 39, Chicago 240. So Springfield is just 39 miles away. Not really that far, and I think we're 60 miles past St. Louis already. Okay, now it looks like the interstate's starting to get a little slanted back here. Okay, continue on. This is on the frontage road. I'm actually not. Alright, I-55. And I take the other lane and it doesn't change at all? Okay, it's back to normal now. Blackburn College. Okay, and Carlinville. Carlinville's west of here, I believe it is. We're not going there. Okay. But now we're in Raymond, Illinois. It is let's see, Raymond, Taylorville. Dude, I don't want to be on I-55 South anymore. I want to be on 55 North. To Chicago, not south towards St. Louis. Come on, just take the other route already. Now, here's another big Shrine of Our Lady of the Highways. What is that thing? And I'll check what this thing is in just a second. Okay. Is it just a house on the interstate? I think so, but I'm not sure. I gotta look into that. And that feels like I just pretty much skipped that on the way there. When I went to Chicago, it was a really, both fastest routes were just changing in the blink of an eye. One route you can go from Kansas City to Chicago, just go up I-35 and then take 36 East to Cameron, take it all the way to Springfield, and head 55 North all the way up north to Chicago, but sometimes you head all the way east to St. Louis, then get 55 North to Chicago. It just changes. I call it the White Castle route. The one with the I-70 to I-55. Alright, now we're in Farmersville. The name of this town fits this landscape very, very good. Alright. Jeez. Why can't this thing let me change to I-55 or whatever, or I-55 North? Because this thing is getting really irritating. Alright. I shouldn't be too far from Springfield, but I remember this is the Farmersville exit. And see a Taco Bell billboard. It looks pretty much blank. Alright, right here, Divernon 8, Springfield 25, Chicago 223. Okay. Alright. Back on I-55 North. We're on our way. Okay. So, for Chicago, not sure what they're gonna be like this year, but still, it's not even the start of the season, and it starts in like September. The Super Bowl will be February 13th, 2022. Alright, now we're in Divernon. Ugh. Divernon is where we're at right now. We are not very far from Springfield, in fact. I think we're about 18 miles or so from there. But I really want to get out of Divernon. Okay, now this thing's starting to get slow. Pawnee, Auburn. That's where it says. Alright, rowing all over, running over a creek. Going right here. And we are not very far from the capital of the land of Lincoln, in Springfield. I've only been through Springfield, but I do remember that there was a big sign that said, "Welcome to Springfield." Either it said Illinois' capital or Lincoln's boyhood home. Alright, now we're in Glenarm, Illinois. I think before we get into Springfield, there's a big lake we have to drive over. Alright, go under the bridge like it's absolutely nothing at all, pretend it doesn't exist, and continue our trip. Now we're in Chatham, Illinois, which is, I guess you could consider it a suburb of Springfield, but we're not far from Springfield. Alright, now it just says Illinois. Now it says Springfield. Okay. I need to back up a little bit, keep my distance, and University of Illinois, Springfield campus. Alright, but the University of Illinois, the regular, it's in Champaign. And I was very disappointed in them. Coburn, I'm not sure where he's going to go, but I know where the Masked Mamba Ayo Dosunmu is going to go. He's going to the NBA. Look at this massive lake. Wow, it looks like just those lamps, they look like they belong on the streets, not on the interstates. But, alright, welcome to Springfield now, the capital of Illinois. Alright, I'll just keep clicking all over the place, and it gets really annoying. I'm annoying myself. Alright, Springfield, Jacksonville, Chicago, Decatur. We'll go 72 east, 55 north. And that leads us to... I didn't really get to see what the Springfield, quote, skyline looks like. Decatur, Jacksonville, Chicago, Decatur. Jacksonville's west. I'm talking about Illinois, not Florida. Let's see, Chicago, Decatur. So, I kind of want to see what the or not really skyline of it looks like, but what does downtown Springfield look like? I want to see. I don't really see much, and I shouldn't even try and look, but it's just wasting time. Let's go! Alright, the next big city we're going to go through is called, not Northern, it's Bloomington and Normal, or, isn't it Lincoln? I think so, but I think Bloomington Normal's the halfway point. But this thing is freaking annoying. Big semis passing in the way. Just looking around. Wait. Okay, never mind. It's just gonna take too much time. Oh wait, I already saw it. It's right here. This is what I saw in Springfield. Visit Mr. Lincoln's hometown, Springfield exit 98B. That's what I had to see. And then here's a hotel. It looks pretty big. Alright, and there's a Hooters nearby. Yeah, I was disappointed with Illinois in the uh, tournament. I actually thought they were going to go to the championship and lose to Gonzaga. Nope, they lost to Loyola Chicago, the Ramblers, but I mean they are Big Ten champions, right? They looked like themselves like from 2005 and 2000 and or 1989. Those were the years that they were really good. But in 2021, Illinois just felt like they were not that, or they were good but not good at the same time. I mean, they were ridiculous, but Loyola just smothered them. And then Loyola pretty much gets slammed by Oregon State later in the round. But Oski Wow Wow, as we continue our way to Springfield, Illy, or past Springfield, Illy. Alright, now we are in Sherman, Illinois. Let's just pretend Springfield never existed, and we're going to be fine. Sherman 2, Bloomington 60, Chicago 191. Still a very long way away. At least that's what it feels like. But everything's going to be fine, man. It's going to be cool. Almost 30 minutes into this trip. Okay. Now Sherman's going to go around. Or not just Sherman, but okay. Sherman was just a little bitty town we just passed. A little bitty town with the Springfield. Now we're in Williamsville. Yeah, I can't wait to see the massive Chicago skyline. I remember we got there like maybe 6 or 4 or 5 p.m. when we arrived there. We left like 7 or 7:30 in the morning. And it was so fun. Or Williamsville, or is it Petersburg or Parkersburg? Peter Parkersburg. Spider-Man. We're gonna skip through, try and go as much as we can. This is my first road trip since, or virtual road trip since November. It's fine. And I hope you guys did like my auditions to be as sports announcer videos, like my baseball, football, basketball, and hockey ones. My personal favorites were football and hockey. I am a Chiefs fan, of course, and yeah, I was them. And there were a couple crazy moments, but it was a shutout all around. And I can't wait for the draft and for the season to start and for the season schedule to be released in like 2 weeks into May. But now we take you to Elkhart, Illinois. The next larger town we're going to pass to is called Lincoln. And Lincoln's basically a shortcut to get to Peoria instead of going all the way up to Bloomington and then instead of going all the way up to Bloomington and then head 74 west to Peoria. So, yeah, if you guys wanted to go to Peoria, you could go there by going all the way up to Lincoln, taking 155 north to 74 west, and that's where it was. So it's basically a shortcut to Peoria. So we're now in Middletown, Illinois. Alright. Where are we going now? Under the bridge. Now it looks like we're in Lincoln. And I do remember Lincoln very well. I think near here, wasn't there a lot of traffic near here? I remember going here on October 17th, 2019. And it was really, we went really early in the morning. We went to White Castle in Columbia, went past St. Louis, went past Springfield. Then we stopped at a gas station in McLean, which is a smaller town which is right, it's really close to Bloomington and Normal. And if you don't know where Normal is, that's where the Illinois State Redbirds go, or Redbirds are at. I think we'll make it to like the 40 or 45 minute mark once we make it to Bloomington Normal. And I think we'll be at the 1 hour 15 minute mark, or 1 hour 30 minute mark once we get to Chicago. Or possibly even less than that. Alright, I see 155 north on our way. What does this next thing say? 55 north Chicago, 155 north to Peoria. Alright, forget Peoria. We're not going there today. We'll possibly go there in another video, but nope. We're not going there yet. Oh man. Can you get carpal tunnel in your ankles or neck? I know you can get it in your wrist, but oh man. Every time I get up, my ankles hurt. But I'm keeping them mobile right now. I'm working them out because I'm swinging a chair back and forth. Alright, Lincoln Lawndale. I see another grain. This is basically just to finish the loop around in Lincoln. So that's all we gotta see in Lincoln's history. Literally. The town and the president. I feel like I'm gonna chip my tooth. This one tooth hurts. Okay. Atlanta, Illinois. Just 2 towns away, and then we'll be in the Bloomington Normal area. But still a little away from Chicago. Alright, Atlanta, Illinois. There's not really much to see in Atlanta. There's actually more stuff to see in McLean, and the only thing I really know what to do in McLean is that massive gas station. It's a massive gas station in McLean. That's the next town that's coming up. It's basically, I believe it's a map of Illinois and Route 66, and it's pretty cool looking, and there's even a McDonald's in there. I think. It's been a while since I've been there. US Route 136, 4, Bloomington 19, Chicago 153, so Bloomington is very close from here. And this is the home of the Illinois State Redbirds. Alright, now we're in McLean. McLean is where that big looking gas station is. I might even get carpal tunnel from just keeping my wrist in the same position. I just had to move it a little bit. Might even get cold shoulder. Probably not just cold shoulder, but I don't know. I just need to get myself a little more mobile and stuff like that. This is the gas station I'm talking to you about. Dixie. But there's more on the inside. There's a map of Illinois, and then there's a McDonald's in there. Yeah, that's basically just the high line of that little bitty town. But now that McLean is going to be history, we are going to say hello to Bloomington and Normal. And pretty much the halfway point of Chicago and St. Louis. Gotta keep my head up. Okay, we see that big truck here. I don't remember what it said. Alright, it says Shirley, McLean. Shirley's a very little town. It's like the tail end, right before you get into Bloomington. Yeah, State Farm headquarters is in Bloomington. Alright. Debating NFL's hottest topics. Is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? Will 49ers draft Mac Jones at number 3? I think they'll probably draft Justin Fields. But I'm not sure. I mean, at all. I'm not sure at all what they're going to do here. Okay. We're in Shirley. I remember after we passed Bloomington, I just fell asleep. Yeah. Bloomington Normal. I'm not sure if there's really much to do down here. But here's the 74 ramp. Indianapolis is east, which takes you to Peoria, Champaign, and Crawfordsville and Danville. Well, Danville's in Illinois, but Crawfordsville's in Indiana. But all I want to do is get into Chicago. But we're still a little ways from there. So Bloomington exits. Yeah, we don't need to learn about that. But what we want to learn is Chicago, Peoria, Rockford, left 1 mile, Veterans Parkway, Indianapolis, Decatur. Okay, where are we going now? Okay, what's this sign saying here? Chicago, Peoria, Chicago's north, Peoria's west. Veterans Parkway is up towards downtown, and Indianapolis is over there too. And now we're in Bloomington. Once we get up to the halfway point of the I-55 and I-74, this is gonna change to Normal. Normal, Illinois, not just normal anything. And like I said, it's the home of the ISU Redbirds. Illinois State. I thought Iowa State was called the Cardinals because literally their mascot is a cardinal, but they're called the Cyclones, and their mascot's name is Cy. And Iowa State versus Iowa's trophy, or their rivalry trophy, is called the Cyhawk Trophy, because the Cyclones and Hawkeyes trophy. But we'll get to more about Iowa in a different video. I did do Kansas City to Des Moines though. 39 North, Rockford, 74 West Peoria. And look at that, we saw normal. Alright. I do remember going up near Distill, which is a restaurant in Normal. It's like a farm thing. I had their chocolate milk and I was kinda skeptical of drinking it, but it's chocolate milk. And it's made on a farm, so there are like white chunks inside of it that kind of look kind of suspicious, but it was fine though. I see wind turbines, not as much as I saw in the Western Kansas video, or not Western Kansas video, from Kansas City to Denver. Here's this one, Bloomington Normal, and Chicago is straight ahead. I want to see how far we are. I think we're about 120 miles away, though, which is still a little long, but I believe we're past the halfway point already. Let me check. Halfway point between St. Louis and Chicago. McLean, we just passed that. That is the halfway point between St. Louis and Chicago. We still got at least what it feels like is a long way away. So we see another let's see, Bloomington Normal. I think it's red and black for Illinois State. Alright, what does this sign say? 55 south of St. Louis. But this is where I fell asleep at on my way to Chicago. I fell asleep right after we passed Normal and Bloomington. Either I was really tired or really bored at looking at this landscape. But Illinois is not all boring. You got Chicago, which we're going to look at in just several minutes from now. But we've been on the road for a long time. Towanda's right there. Alright, what does this say? Lexington, exit 6, Joliet 83, and Chicago 124. So, Joliet is a suburb of Chicago, and I believe it's the third largest city in the whole state of Illinois. I believe the second largest is Aurora. Like, the largest cities in Colorado are places like Denver and Colorado State and Aurora and is it Pueblo or Fort Collins? I think it's Fort Collins, but yeah, I think it's Fort Collins is bigger than Pueblo for sure. Yeah, but I hope we get this done soon. I think we will finish this in one take. Denver had to take 2 takes because the drive was so dang long. Let's see. Lexington's right there, so we're past Bloomington and Normal, and now we're in Lexington. And this is where I fell asleep at on my way. Like I said. US 24, 7. Joliet 77. Chicago 116. Once I get to Joliet, I'm like, we're almost there. We are so close. But in real life, it's just, why is the drive so long? No, it's not like that. But Chicago is massive. Their area, that you got places like the mall, and what else is another good place to go to? Soldier Field. There's even an aquarium, and there's obviously White Castle. You can see a Blackhawks or a Bulls game at the United Center. I did go to a Blackhawks game, and we saw they won in overtime against Columbus. And I gave a bobblehead to my friend. I got one, and then my friend got one. Well, my friend wasn't in Chicago. My stepdad got one, and then he told me to give it to Tanner because he liked hockey. And you have seen Tanner in my videos. He was in my Muppet Head and his friend video. Oh, wait, what? Well, I'm not on I-55. I was on historic US 66. But I'm on Chenoa. I was just confused because I thought this was the same thing as the historic US 66. But I was very wrong. Now we're in Chenoa. I don't know it in Illinois if they pronounce it El Paso or El Paso. I'm not really sure, but I still think it's El Paso, but I don't know. And now here is another mile sign, Pontiac 10, Joliet 68, and Chicago 107. I do remember looking at Pontiac. Pontiac is a historic US or Route 66 city. And there's nothing connecting it from between and there's nothing connecting it between that and is it Paxton or Kankakee? It's no. Dwight and Kankakee are connected, but but definitely not Champaign and Pontiac. But it looks like we're in Pontiac right now. All right. All right. There's the rest area. So it's 7:11 p.m. at Central, 8:11 p.m. in Eastern, 6:11 and 5:11. Come on, I don't want to be on this freaking interstate anymore. But once I get on the next side of the interstate, alright, now it's starting to merge back. At least that's what it looks like. And the I-55 South ramp is getting redid. Oh god. I will not talk, but I'm gonna still be on the thing. Hey, Snoop, shut up! Sorry. I'm so sorry. Someone just got home. My dogs are going crazy. I do remember looking at this. Well, sorry about that trip. My mom just got home and my dogs were going crazy for her, and yeah, that's about it. Sorry we had to miss Pontiac, but I guess there's nothing really eventful in Pontiac anyway. What's the next town we're gonna pass? I bet it's Dwight. That's what I think, at least. Is it? Okay, now we're in Odell. Odell, then Dwight. Alright, where are we? Why am I on historic Route 66 again? Why do I always confuse that with I-55? Alright, here's Odell. And Route 66 says Chicago to St. Louis. Okay. Alright, here we go. Illinois 17-7, Joliet 46, Chicago 83. So we're not very far. I want to know how far we are past St. Louis. Okay. Why does this always merge into this thing right here? Then it shows you that thing. Now we're in Odell. Okay, now we're in Dwight. This is where Dwight and Kankakee are merged together on the same highway, I believe. Alright, I'm on Do Not Disturb. Until I'm done, at least. This will definitely go past the 1 hour mark, but so far it feels like I just sped up as soon as we got a little closer towards the ending. We're still quite a ways from Chicago, which is 83 miles. And still ain't bad, ain't good either, but still mostly good. Here's Dwight. This is where I woke up. I went into a gas station and there were a lot of Halloween designs in there and stuff like that inside. Right now it looks like we're in Gardner, Illinois. We're already past Dwight. At least that's what it says for me. Alright, let me go back. Okay, let me go switch to the other route. Hub group? What? Hub group? Alright, I want to zoom in with Illinois 53, 6, Joliet 35, Chicago 74. Let's continue, shall we? Ugh! I just hate where it just moves, and I hate it when it has to point to the left when it's actually supposed to go straight. And somebody else is here. Gardner, Illinois is right here. We see another bridge going over us. Alright, Gardner, Illinois is where we're at, but this thing is really hard to concentrate, so that better not throw me off. And this better be normal. Gardner, Illinois is where we're at now, or still, but alright, now it looks like we're not going to be here for long. I believe, or we went to Odell, Dwight, Gardner. What's after Gardner? It's definitely not Joliet, because that's 43 miles away. It's got to be a place that sounds familiar to me, doesn't it? I think so. I think it is familiar to me, but let me see. Right in the top left corner. We almost made it to the 1 hour. Braceville, okay. I think this is where the suburbs change rapidly, and that means we're getting real close to Chicago. You feel me? Alright. Braceville's still where we're at, but let me look that up on my phone. Go around. Go up. Oh, Braceville, then Braidwood, and then it goes up. Alright, I figured it out. I figured out where we're at. Braidwood's next, and that means we're getting close. Closer and closer to Chicago. Braceville's still where we're at. But now it's going to change to Braidwood, I think. Was that where the gas station was? I'm not sure. So we're now in Braidwood. We're going to go up. We're going to pass the I-80 junction. Alright, now we're in Diamond, and now we're in Braidwood. Braidwood's where we're at, but now it looks like we're getting really close to this humongous Chicago metropolitan area. Now it says Wilmington coming up right here. Come on, I don't want to be on the frontage road anymore. But that's always an option to take that. If you're uncomfortable going on the interstate, just take the back roads. It's a lot less crowded, especially in this Chicago traffic. But now we're in Wilmington. Oh, God. Feels like all the organs inside of me are starting to fall apart in my body. Alright, it says Wilmington. Alright, we made it to the 1 hour mark. 7:20 or 6:22 is when we started. But I hope this doesn't take too long. And plus, we're really close. Alright, North River Road. That's Wilmington. 240 miles into the state. 55 South Bloomington. I believe Joliet is very close from here. Going over the Kankakee River. I thought, oh yeah, Des Plaines Rivers. That's on I-80, isn't it? Or can you cross at I-55 too? But wait, come on. Oh, there we go. I want to go to Chicago already. I just don't want to be in the suburbs anymore. Alright, now we're in Channahon, or Canahan, or however you want to pronounce that. Illinois, still a suburb, but Joliet's definitely, once we'll be like, there's I-80, it's right there. But I saw another interchange, it's kind of, alright, I see brick wall. This is a sign that we're going into this city. There's the Des Plaines River that I wanted to see. Jeez. We passed the Kankakee River, we passed the Des Plaines River, and now we're going to go over Channahon. Wait, where's Channahon on my map? Oh, and after that's going to be probably Minooka or Joliet, but they're still going to be unbelievably close to here, as you can see. I see a big building. That kind of looks familiar from what I saw. Now here's I-80, Indiana, Iowa. Oh man, that hurts. So this over here kind of looks like that we're gonna be in Joliet. Right now it still looks like Channahon, but we're not gonna be in the Chicago suburbs for long. We're gonna be in the Chicago city. Alright, here's Shorewood. Indiana, Iowa. Here's Joliet. Or it was Joliet for a short amount of time, but I-80 is going to be an interstate that we're going to cover in another video. Shorewood, Joliet, coming up right around here. Where's the part where I was on my way home and I wanted to fall asleep, but then there's a speedway and then there was a White Castle. Right, Shorewood. I mean, we're getting closer towards the twilight of the road trip, so I hope you enjoyed. Watch on 2x speed, or if you want, you can listen to some music, mute my voice, and put on your own radio. Like, for example, got my driver's license last week. But, yeah, I don't care what you listen to, but US 33, Interstate 294, 23, Chicago Loop, still 41 miles away, which kinda is long. But we will definitely make it to the end of this trip. It feels like we're already in Chicago. Obviously not. There's still going to be a lot of suburbs that we have to go through. Where are we at? Shorewood or Joliet? There's the DuPage River on our left. Yeah, Chicago's amazing. Alright, now we're in Plainfield, Illinois. There's a Plainfield, Indiana, too, and that's a suburb of Indianapolis. And that's the home of the Baylor Bears. Baylor Bears won the national championship, but they're not from Indianapolis. They're from Waco. Alright, this better wake up. Still a Cracker Barrel and stuff like that. This is no longer countryside that we saw back then. Now we're in the city side. I want to go, or wait, it goes Plainfield and Romeoville, I think, doesn't it? I think so. What is that? That's not a mile sign. I really want this thing to go fast because I am done with waiting to get to Chicago, but we're almost there. But still, we're in the very final moments of the Chicago suburbs. And I normally don't like to watch. I mean, I feel like back then when I was little, I used to watch the Chicago Bulls, or like the Chicago Bulls because they were good, but really, I don't really watch basketball, especially NBA until the playoffs. Nor NHL, but I like my Blues. There's a White Castle coming up right here. A White Castle, a huge market in Chicago. Wait, where's the... Oh, right here. This is where I was. This is where I was going to... I wanted to go to bed, but then my mom was pointing out... Hey, Christian, look at this. It's a White Castle. Wait, where is it anyway? Let me zoom in on the mini-map. There it is. The White Castle's right here. We went inside of there, and that's all she wrote. The Bolero Romeoville. Alright, now I actually know where I'm going, but what does this small sign say? Bolingbrook, or Illinois 126.2, Bloomington 99, St. Louis 265. So, yep, let's just continue on with the final remaining components of our road trip. But we're almost in Chicago. Chicago's going to be amazing to look at, especially once we get to the Chicago Loop and we can see the skyline. But that metro area is so big. I mean, it feels like you can go through a forest of buildings for sure. The Veterans Parkway is just what we crossed or went under. So over here, like right around here, I'm gonna go around. There's a lot of buildings right over here. Southwest suburbs and northwest suburbs is 355 tollway. We'll get through that and we'll be one step closer to the loop. Okay. Okay. I sound like I'm dying when I cough. Oh god, some spit on my screen, but I cleaned it off. Okay, get back on the... Oh, what the... What is this? What in the world, dude? Alright, let me change to something, because this looks terrible. Alright, back on I-55 we go. Let's pretend 355, or we're gonna pass 355, but we're gonna go past it. And we'll go to 294, which is the next interstate that's gonna come up. But alright, now we're in Woodridge, Illinois. Or Woodridge, Illinois, not Woodridge. That sounds weird. Now we're in Lemont, which is yet another suburb of Chicago. Where are we at, Woodridge or Lemont? Oh no, we're not gonna be here for long. Now you're Darien. I mean, we are so close. You feel me? Alright. Alright, we're in Willowbrook now. Wait, does that say 294? I believe we're less than 20 miles away from the loop. Wisconsin, Indiana, the tollway 3 miles away, the exit, of course, but that's what it says, and miles is a customary unit of measurement. Everyone should know that. Where am I going? Okay, this goes up Joliet Road, County Line Road, and Kingery Road. Alright, go past here, pretend this never happened. Willowbrook, now we're in Burr Ridge. Well, at least that's what it said for a second. Alright, now we're back in Burr Ridge. We're almost in Chicago. If not already there, but it doesn't say it is yet, but... Alright, Joliet Road, South County Line Road. Still, you're gonna go around. This is Burr Ridge. That kind of looks like that Olathe thing. It's like the city limit sign, but it says BR, as in Burr Ridge, 55 North Chicago, 1094 Indiana, and 294 Wisconsin. Let's continue our way through this big interchange. Now we're in Indian Head Park. Now we're in Countryside, Illinois. Well, that's the place we've been going throughout most of Illinois until we got into Chicago. But still, it doesn't say we're in Chicago yet. Now we're in Hodgkins. Still another suburb that we had to go through. I think we had to go through I-57 to get to. I think we went from I-80 to I-57 when we went to Chicago. Hello?
Well, I guess our grandson disowned us.
My microphone just unplugged and I just noticed it. But still, we're almost there, and I hope I know what I just said. Because that would be bad if I just unplugged it. And I didn't even know that it was unplugged. Alright, now it says we're in Chicago. Just gotta get a little bit closer, and then that's the end of our trip. I hope it just unplugged for a second, and then... yeah. But still, it says we're in Chicago. Is that the sky? Oh, wait, that is the skyline coming up right here. It's not a... okay, jeez. That's a big skyline. We're gonna get even closer to it soon. I mean, like, really soon. We're in Chicago, but we will not stop until we get to our destination, which is right in the heart of downtown Chicago. It's like there's just buildings all over the place here. 9094 East Indiana, 9594 West Wisconsin. Let's continue on for just a little bit longer, and that is it. Alright, view of the skyline right there. This place looks awesome. I mean, really awesome. Indiana, Wisconsin. Lakeshore Drive, Indiana. Is this the way? Yes, it is. So we will get off of I-55. We're going to go to I-94, loop around, get maybe a better view of the skyline, but yeah. Okay, there it is. There's the massive skyline of Chicago. Jeez, there's buildings all over the place. Chicago's so big. But it also looks so cool. And this is also where the Bears are. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Make every play clear the way to victory. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Put up a fight with a might so fearlessly. We'll never forget the way you thrilled the nation with your T formation. Bear down, Chicago Bears, and let 'em know why you're wearing the crown. You're the pride and joy of Illinois. Chicago Bears, bear down. Alright. We are pretty much there, but jeez, look at all those stuff. Alright, over there, it's supposed to be a bridge that's supposed to be constructed or whatnot. And this was supposed to get on. Looks kind of trashy over here, but here's the Chicago-Kansas City Expressway. And I do remember saying it earlier. But, alright, let me just go around. We're now in downtown Chicago. This place is really big, as I've said like a million times. I'm gonna go around. I'm very close. Here's the loop. I could see this in the crew too. With this big train track going under me. Yeah. That's what I mean by loop. And now we're in this alley where we will end our trip. Thank you for watching this virtual road trip. And goodbye.